Hold on.
What's up, y'all? Last show of the year. We're gonna get straight into it. We got midnight hour. We got A Cannon, we got Uncle Paul, and we got Cypher the Rebel. Um, I'm your host, Big P. First topic is why are all ethnic backgrounds against black folks or racists
Yo,
against?
why the fuck?
I can't hear you, Pat. What you?
Can't hear me?
Nah, I can't hear you.
I'm kind of low.
Yeah, you
Yo,
sound
where
real
the
low.
fuck? Hold on. Where's the live?
Yo, B.
I'm on the live.
Can you hear me?
It's there.
Yo, somebody send me it. Where you on the live?
Yeah, I'm on the live. I'm gonna try to send it straight to you. Hold on.
Oh shit, this nigga B, bro. Get him the link.
I
Nah,
don't know if it's
Copy the
my.
link.
I
I
just
think
tapped.
it's probably my. I think it's probably my. Hold on.
Can y'all hear me though?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Yeah.
So first
Yo,
topic.
B, that's that Florida Wi-Fi you got, bro.
Shit. Hold on. I'm trying to just share this shit. I think it's probably my. Hold on.
Yo, and whoever's watching live, mute that shit so we can hear it in the background. Why are
Nah, I
all
just turned it off.
ethnic backgrounds against black folks or racist against black folks? Um, let's start with Prev. Uncle-
Yo, wake up!
we start with you.
Yo, he in Jupiter. I don't know. He got service up there.
You shut up.
Yo,
Hog has spoken.
I think that because we're not originally from this country,
Mm-hmm.
it's just easier and we've been, subjected to so much wrongdoing that, by white people that every other race figures, hey, we could do it too. If the white people can do it, we can do it too. Why not?
Yeah, I'm gonna save
Well,
Cypher for
black people are hated all around the world, except maybe the Caribbean, because, besides Africa, that's the second place that we went to after Africa. So,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I think.
Tone.
I disagree when you said that all black people are hated around the world. Like, I think we're beloved in certain places like Europe and hell, even Italy. I think that's
Did you say Italy?
yeah.
Nigga, they love your tall. They love your tall, light skinned ass, nigga. The fuck out of here.
Come on, bro.
That's about
Don't
it.
yo, Pat, don't mute me for that, bro. Come on, man. I'm trying to finish what I'm trying to say.
We got loved in Italy.
Italy.
Well, look. I ain't been to Italy
back,
though,
boy.
but they love me out there. So man, I'm talking about me then. Shit.
Yeah, they love you.
Put the
They
cap
love
on.
you.
Yeah.
No, but hear me out though. But I feel like I don't really have an exact answer, but I personally feel that
You know what? Talking. You don't have an answer.
I
No,
got my
let me
boy
finish,
Jay-Z.
man.
Yo,
Cap
that
on.
nigga
Whoa.
see my eyes
We not about
cap
to be
on.
clowning on Antonio today, man. Let me finish my sentence.
Hey, yo,
Man.
climbing.
I know you in
Whoa.
space and shit, but hey, let me finish what I gotta say.
Sure. I don't
Damn.
Sure. Just say that.
All I'm saying is that I don't think none of us have the right, like the exact answer, but I do feel that for so many years, black people has always been painted. Like it's been a stigma over us for so many years. Like I think people look at us because of the media or because of how we're displayed, to the world. Like real shit. Like the average black guy can be successful, all the credentials in the world, educated, but still a nigga. And that word nigga just has so much history behind it. Like we're just viewed as, like we're viewed as dangerous. People are not comfortable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just how we've been perceived and how we've been presented to the society.
Midnight.
Sir. Yes, sir.
I don't know. That's a good question. Actually, this is my question. I just feel like, to me, I feel like it's jealousy because I guess the other race sees like when we came or was in America and the advantages we may have versus theirs. Maybe is what they're like how media put out to their country, because I even heard it for like parts of Mexico. some places, some towns in the United States where they don't know a black person. There's not a black person in their town. They see how media portrays us with the violence and shit like that. So that's doing a lot of stuff with media, not being around black people. And like I said, I just feel like it's jealousy when it comes to like Indians, Chinese, Japanese, even being, hating black people. Because I see that too. It's not just white people calling us niggers, it's dumb too.
All right. So I know Cypher gonna have a long explanation, so I'm gonna go next. Basically, I'm gonna tag on to what Midnight said. I think it was like 80. I'm gonna say it's like 85% media, because what's portrayed is the most strong. It's the strongest tool to train the mind. That's why they call it tell lie vision. I have a Russian coworker, good guy. Shout out to Greg. He told me, when he was moving to this country from Russia, his family told him, do not wear red or blue anywhere in America, because the Bloods and Crips, the black people with the Bloods and Crips, is gonna kill you.
Wow.
They
Yeah,
think,
but that's what I'm saying though. It's how we're portrayed.
Show you
Yeah.
how stupid the rest of the world is.
it's the media. It shows us in
Yeah,
a
exactly.
it shows us in a light. It's only baby boy type movies and slave type movies before like the 1990s, and then the good movies
What about
they get.
before TV and all that kind of stuff? We're still getting treated bad. So what do you
Before
think?
TV and all kind of stuff, we was just slaves. That's it. That's all we were known to be. We weren't known to be kings and queens and this and that. We were known to be slaves.
Right.
Not all black people though.
No, I'm just saying, for the majority, that's what we were known to be from the world.
Black people been treated like this before media, after media, before TV, like this for the longest, all over the world, because we are not inferior, we are superior, and then other races are afraid of that. They're afraid.
Well,
So
I can't
you-
say
you-
I can't say that if you want to go back to like ancient times and shit like that, Africans and black people ruled the world.
we're original.
The Moors ruled Spain for years. You know what I'm saying? Like we were the original. Like they're still finding bones and artifacts and things like that all over the world of the original man. So we control the rest of the world. Now, at the end of the day, it could go back to us and our hospitality, or us becoming greedy, having everything at our feet and not paying attention, not watching our back, inviting people into our culture and letting people observe what we do, and then people come and they conquer us. We could talk about ancient times, then we could talk about America as we perceive America today, and it's all based on propaganda.
Hold up, Sype. Is that a Nico sighting?
I don't know. That's rare. Oh
Who's
shit.
that? Oh,
What?
Peace to the Kings. What's up, Kings?
hey,
Yo,
what's
what's going on?
What's going
yeah,
Yo, what's up, bro?
just to bring you up to speed, we talking about why do other ethnicities hate on black people. Continue, Syfe.
Yeah, so it goes back to what Midnight, Antonio, and Pat was saying. When it comes to America, for the most part, it's all propaganda. You could say that most of it started with the movie A Birth of a Nation. If you go back and you look at that movie, A Birth of a Nation, that's when they depicted black people as savages. They had white men running around in blackface, raping white women and shit like that. Like, and that was like a significant film in the history of America, which changed the whole perception of black people in this country. Now, when people wasn't originally slaves when they came to this country. They were indentured servants. They had white people and black people as slaves. So, I mean, what the story says is there was a black man who owned slaves too. And the story is that he decided that his slave ran away, and a white man took the slave in or something like that. Long story short, took him to court. He fought for it, and he said that that's my property. I own this property. and he won that case. So then they took that and flipped the whole situation, and then they started taking over, making people's property and things like that. Whether you believe the story or not, this is something that's written. But when it comes to the propaganda of why people hate black people, for the most part, they say that maybe 3 to maybe 4% of the South owned slaves. The rest of everybody were regular people. So how do you get the other 95, 96% people to join in and accept that shit? Propaganda. You paint the people as being savages and less than human, and then there you go. Now, as we go on to the 2000s and where we at right now, over the past 30, 50 years, black people have played a hand in their own demise as far as we are looked at in the media's eyes. That too, you know what I'm saying? We help them fuel the fire because they say 85% of white folks don't live around black people. So where do they know about black people from? Watching TV.
Entertainment.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Entertainment. So if you're
Entertainment.
going on TV and every show, at the end of the day, to get that bag, every show that you're on and they're portraying you as you fighting, the women fighting,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? They're belligerent. They're always drunk. They're always scrapping. Everybody's always arguing, this and that, yada, yada, yada. That's how people are going to see you. They're going to think that you're
Absolutely.
just a combative people, you know? So we play a part in that shit too. So I'm always a person that's on the accountability side too. Like, I understand our history and the way the media continues to portray us. It's just like the way they paint us. If a black man does the same crime as a white man and you read the two stories next to each other, the wording is going to be totally different. You feel what I'm saying? The way they portray the person is going to be totally different. But we do play a hand in that bullshit too. And as long as we continue to make ourselves lower just to get that bag and you know, walking on a lower vibration, then we're gonna continue to be portrayed the way that we're being portrayed and treated the way we're being treated.
Nico, you want to jump in on this?
I just have a question. Yo, Syke, when you say we do play a hand in the portrayal of the black community and what media sees, how media views us as a culture, what can you like I guess like just elaborate a little bit more? Because before I say I disagree,
right. Let's talk about Ratchet TV. Let's talk about these reality shows that's on TV where the women always fighting, women always drunk. You feel what I'm saying? The men always fighting. There's always some type of bullshit scandal going on. They're always in restaurants throwing fucking champagne and drinks and shit at each other. Belligerent. You know what I'm saying? Those are the type of things that we continue to do to ourselves. Let's look at how we portray ourselves in the music. Now I'm all for, you know what I'm saying? I listen to rap, I listen to hip hop, but there was a time when there was actually a balance in the type of music that we put out. There's no balance right now. It's all low grade, uneducated drug music that's being pumped through the airways 24/7. Half of these people that they're giving millions of dollars probably can't even read a fucking on the 8th grade, 9th grade level. You can tell the way motherfuckers talk that they can't read on the 8th or 9th grade level. So that's telling you right now what's being portrayed and pumped out into the media. You know what I'm saying?
Rappers went from selling drugs to taking drugs and bragging about it.
That's what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, we do play a part in the things that we do out here. Like motherfuckers, we play a huge part. Motherfuckers are still out here. Motherfuckers are still out here beating their women. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get it twisted. Yeah, they do. The media do twist stories and shit out here. But we live in these neighborhoods. We see what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying? Brothers are still out here after all this Black Lives Matter shit, all this shit going on. Like, what happened after the riots? Maybe 2 weeks later, they rolled up on the dude and blasted him in front of his kid. This is the type of shit that we're doing. That shit is on camera. You can't twist that. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what we're doing. We're not leading up to the point of us being gods and us being, you know what I'm saying? And then we like to use the excuse that other cultures do it. So what? So why are you walking around calling yourself a king and a queen and a god and a goddess, that means that you're on a higher frequency than everybody else. So that means you're not supposed to be doing low grade bullshit like everybody else. So don't use that as an excuse when you can't justify the bullshit that's going on in our community. Or you want to turn a blind eye to the bullshit. If you're gonna be a god and you're gonna be on your square 24/7, then do that. You know what I'm saying? Then do that. Take the good with the bad.
To be real, I have no opposition with what he's saying. I stand on one accord with it. That's actually 100% my position on this. I think we have a huge responsibility to stand and be responsible. Hey guys, give me a second. I'm sorry, guys.
I have to slightly disagree for the reason being that that's not the majority of us. That's the small minority of us. Like most of us is not, doing crimes and gang banging. Most of us is fucking hardworking regular people.
Yeah, but that's what's getting the light, Pat. And those little bit of people
are not being displayed. Yeah, like
that little bit of one egg spoils the whole bunch, bro. That little bit of people that they continue.
It's never going to be a perfect society. It's always going to be criminals. It's like we shouldn't be like painted as a whole. Like we're the only people that when a crime happens, it's all of us. You ever notice when as much school shootings as there is, the only people that attach white people to school shooters is black people. We the only ones who go, yo, school shooters. Everybody else, especially when you look at the media, at the report, oh, look at this lone wolf who was like, he's a lone wolf and he had mommy issues.
He was bullied in school, he's depressed, all that bullshit.
Isolated to a single box. Like, yo, this is not a white people. This is this guy and this guy only. But when you do a crime, a little jewelry store robbery, a little grocery store robbery, it's the thugs. It's the thing. Like, even look at that. It's a video out where they showed that when we were protesting, they were using the words like thugs. And we're protesting for like human decency, like Black Lives Matter. Like it was even a comedian that said, not even Black lives are equal. Black Lives Matter. And then you have people from like Duke University and Harvard, they were happy that their team won a championship and they're flipping cars over, burning them on fire. And the media is like, these kids are just out here having fun. These kids
let it be. But doing that shit.
That's definitely a fact.
Yeah. Yo, but Pat, you know what? To piggyback what B was saying, like I feel like what we fail to realize is that everything is about money, ratings, and Black people, we are the economy. We are. Like, if you think about it, like everything that we do, like we're being monitored because of the fact that there's so much money invested. You know what I mean? Like people make $1 million off our failures. You understand? Like I can go out there and shoot somebody right now, it'll be all over for the CNN, and I swear to you, everybody and their fucking mama would just be looking at that shit. Like you said though, but if it was a white person do the same fucking crime, yeah, I mean, like it's kind of like, oh, okay, well, probably give him like 2 years or whatever.
Some dude blew some shit up the other day. The only reason why I found out about it was because of Facebook. Some white dude.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
I don't even know the full story. It's not national attention because
right.
He blew up a part of Nashville, downtown Nashville.
I heard about that.
But Pete, what I'm saying though, right? I'm gonna use 6ix9ine as a prime example. When's the last time anybody heard anything from 6ix9ine?
What you mean?
It's been a couple of months. He been quiet.
When the last time anybody really heard anything of 6ix9ine?
Couple of months.
Motherfuckers, stop dealing with that shit.
Oh.
Once you stop dealing with it and you ignore the bullshit, the shit goes away. And this is the shit that I'm talking about with Black folks. When you continue to promote the ratchet TV, it doesn't matter if that could be 2% of the people. That's 2% of the people that's painting you in a negative light. If they didn't have a chance to put that on TV, they wouldn't be able to put it on TV. At one point, and don't tell me, oh, it's always going to be that, because at one point, there was none of that shit on TV portraying Black folks that way. How do you think Fox and all these other stations got to the level that
he was making up money, bro? But that's what I'm trying to tell you though. He was making money,
Promote,
like he was making money.
promoting black families. When you look at the shows like Living Single, you look at the shows like Martin, you look at the shows like Fresh Prince, you look at the shows like All of Us, you
The
look at the
Cosbys.
shows like the
Yeah.
Cosby Show, you look at the shows like All in One,
The Jetsons. Yeah, I
Sister
got you.
Sister,
And the
um
Jeffersons there.
all of this, the Jeffersons, all of these shows promoted black family. There was no ratchet TV. So we could do this shit without ratchet TV because back in the days, nobody was paying, that shit wasn't even a sort of day of light. We are, as a people, are on a low grade frequency. We're allowing any and every portrayal of us to be promoted just for that fucking bag. And that's the problem. There, in the 80s and 90s, when these shows was coming on, there would not be no Basketball Wives. There would not be none of, because the people would not have had it. Our parents and the people before them they wouldn't have stood for that shit. But we let that shit rock.
It's about money,
that's
bro. I
why I
told
say
you.
we
Ratings.
play a hand in it. Fuck that bag. You think they wasn't trying to promote? You think they wasn't trying to do shit like that back in the days? And motherfuckers was turning that shit down. Why you never seen Denzel Washington really in no ratchet ass crazy movie with other than Training Day? Because there's integrity at the end of the day. You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of us lost our integrity trying to chase that money. And then us as the people who supposed to be the working class and the people that go to regular jobs every day, we sit back and we promote that shit.
Every time we
And then
click on
have
the
the
channel,
nerve to
bro,
clap and say,
we making no
that's
money.
a black sister getting her bread. That's a black man no, get the fuck out of here. They betraying us all in a negative light. Like, stop promoting that shit. If you ignore it and you stop promoting it, the shit go away.
Well, for years, the government has been having a subversive campaign against black people for years. But it's like now we're doing the work for them. It's like, yeah, we'll just sit back because now we don't have to do all these infiltrating of groups and stuff like that because they're showing them to the world. And anyway.
Yo, speaking of infiltration,
so we've always been surveilled. We've had negative propaganda against us ever since. This country is crazy with that kind of stuff. The 50s, the 60s, they was really, really terrible with the way that they was watching black people. Any black man that came to a prominence or power, he was surveilled relentlessly. And I mean, it's just now.
Except for Obama.
Nowadays, with social media and the way the media and the way television is, we're doing the job for the government. They don't even have to even do anything too much no more. We just make ourselves look bad.
It's like anything in the name of the bag is acceptable now because we don't got shit. So we clap for anything in the name of the bag, but it don't matter what the fuck they doing to get that bag. And that's the fucking problem. Everything ain't a king or queen getting money. You feel what I'm saying?
Like I told you, man, it's all about money, man. Like we live in a society in this country where everything's about ratings and money. That's all it's about.
I agree with you, Sai. My issue with music, like me, I listen to a lot of like old school music. I listen to new people too, but you gotta be talking about something. Like you gotta be really like I listen to R&B and R&B soul mostly. And I listen to a lot of underground dudes. And I was thinking to myself the other day, it's a shame that, because I always say, yo, ain't no more R&B, ain't no more good hip hop. This shit is out here.
No, it's out there.
But it's not mainstream though.
Yeah.
It's not mainstream though.
Okay, it's not mainstream. And I agree with that aspect of it. And I do blame these radio stations again for how they
exactly.
But us as a people, not streaming these people, not listening.
Exactly.
We are a part of the problem in the fact
we are the fucking problem.
If we was to say we're not listening to such and such, we're not streaming such and such, not even on a boycott type of shit, but just on a like listen to some other shit. Like that's why like VH1 Soul will forever be my channel because they put me on the new cats that's still doing old school R&B, that's still doing. I ain't with all the sing rapping and
The pop artists, they pop artists.
all the R&B artists, mainstream R&B artists, that switched over. They sing rapping now. I'm like, bruh.
They draking it up.
Talking about
They
all
draking
types
it
of
up.
great.
I ain't gonna front though, man. That singing rapping kind of
There's a-
dope though, man. I kind of like
There's a
some.
time and place. There's a time and place for everything. Like it's a balance. Like, of course, this type of shit is out in the world. So yeah, there are gonna be people who talk about that. That you know what I'm saying. It's kind of it's a double-edged sword. It's kind of a need for that shit. But the way that it is controlling everything right now, and the way that we continue to let this type of stuff control what the fuck is going on, is the problem. And it's us. It's the people that you say, Pat, that go to work every day, that come home. It's us that's letting this shit rock. Because like you said, we are the majority at the end of the day. We are the majority. No matter how they want to portray it, the regular folks who go to work every day, pay their taxes, have a good job, take care of their family, we are the majority. And we are the ones who's letting this shit rock. If you ignore it and stop fucking with it, it go away.
A lot of these young people can't tell the difference between fantasy and reality. It's
Right.
entertainment. It's artistry. So you have to take that with a grain of salt. I mean, I understand hip hop and rap and the way it is now. It's entertainment. I mean, as long as you look at it like that, but you got a lot of people out here that's believing all of this stuff, that's believing these
Absolutely.
dudes,
Garbage.
I used to side Young Jeezy for so many years. I'm like, you out here talking about you the snowman and your kid in fucking private school. Like,
but
sit
it's
down.
entertainment. That's the whole thing.
Like the
All-
fact that
Then again, that's on us to be out here in the community doing what the fuck we supposed to be doing out in the community. It's not enough of us doing any community service. And we had things like that to keep these kids. Like when I was growing up, we got in trouble most of the time because it wasn't shit for us to do. It wasn't no gyms for us to go to. You know what I'm saying? It's hot outside. Motherfuckers get aggravated. We do dumb
Bro,
shit.
the rich are getting richer, bro, and the poor getting
You know
poor.
what I'm
man.
saying?
That's exactly that's the reality.
And to the regular people, like Pat was talking about, and to us, we do something collectively and stop saying that it's only about what's going on in my household that matters. Until we stop doing that, this shit is going to continue to happen. People are going to continue to quick to sell their ass for that bag because ain't nobody else putting nothing in their pocket. Like, again, I can't judge a motherfucker who want to go and rap like that if somebody going to give them $100 million, because I can't give that to them. I can't give them a job. I can't give them what they need to support their family. So until we as a collective, as a community, make something where we can give these kids something else to look forward to, we're going to continue to be doomed. And that's our fucking problem. Everybody's so self-centered.
Well, let me.
Also,
Well,
hold on real quick, just to like
hold
back.
on.
It is our fault. It is our fault as well, but this shit is a big design. Like the way they took the fathers out the house in the 70s, and then like in the 90s, they pretty much took the single mothers out the house too, because everybody got to work 2 and 3 jobs just to make ends meet.
See, that's what you have to understand. It's an all-out assault on the black man.
Yeah, I hear what y'all saying, but there's still brothers out here on the ground that's doing shit that's not getting enough support for the regular.
I was gonna say that. Like,
there's
it's
still
not
brothers
mainstream.
out here
It's not
trying
mainstream.
to do something. Like
Exactly.
we're not even supporting
It's not
them.
mainstream. It's not
You feel what I'm
mainstream.
saying? Like we're not even supporting them.
Right.
So at the end of the day, we can't just continue to say, yes, we know the designs. We know all of this shit, but this is, at the end of the day, this shit is America. It's still an open forum. Motherfuckers become millionaires like this. Shit can change. There's things that can happen on a grassroots level. We're still not supporting the motherfuckers that's out here on a lower grade. Like, we can't even support regular business because you mad he charging you $45 for a t-shirt. Bruh, you gotta understand we don't have factories and things like that. So you as a black community should be able to pay that extra something to help a black business flourish. We're not even doing that. So we can't blame that on
But that's what I was gonna say though.
Design and all this other shit. We're doing that shit. We're being selfish. We're doing that.
Yeah, I was gonna agree. Like
because when my family was growing up, hold on real quick. Tone, when my family was growing up in the projects, my pops and my stepmoms and them would tell you when they was growing up in the projects, the community still policed the community. That all the grandmothers and everybody still knew all the kids in the community. You fuck up, there's a grandmother on your ass, and she gonna take you to your house and tell you your grandparent. That's within that design that you're talking about. There was still people out here still being a community, but we don't even do that shit no more. You correct a motherfucker's kid out here, and that nigga might blow your fucking head off because don't touch mine. You know what I'm saying? It's mine. Like, we're so self-centered and we only see ourselves, and that's the problem, not knowing that our kids out here got to deal with other people's kids. So if you're not going to help that person across the street, he might rob your son one day when he come outside. You don't know.
This is how the society is built, though. This capitalistic society.
I keep saying this shit, how he built, bro. It's a mentality, bro. It's a mentality.
To do certain things, you know what I'm saying? It's an all-out assault on the senses. And I mean, if you're woke and you understand, then you'll see it. But there's a lot of people that don't have folks to open their eyes, so they just digest whatever's being thrown at them, and they just take it for what it is. You know what I'm saying?
People opening
I think a lot of people.
I want to listen.
Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead, Tom.
Let me finish. This capitalistic society makes you a consumer. So they're always throwing things at you to consume. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be able to weed out the bullshit. And you have to be able to, and I agree with Cypher. It takes a community to raise a child. But now everybody's on that, let me get mine first, and then you could do what you want to do. Until we can come together as a people, we'll always be divided and separated. And the government and white folks will always keep being subversive towards us.
Tone, go ahead.
Yeah, Pat. No, I was going to just kind of repeat what Brandon said, because I was actually going to say the same thing. Like, there's a lot of things that we are doing, but we just not getting the mainstream, attention for it. That was it. I was just, because like literally, like he literally said exactly, saying what I was going to say, but he kind of took the words out of my mouth.
All right, so it's one more thing that we have to keep into account. There's a lot of good things that are happening that doesn't get spoken about.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's a lot of wins that's happening. Our sisters are opening businesses at a rapid rate. People are supporting Black businesses. There's groups that have been open on Facebook where people, I'm in a few groups, and I be scrolling my timeline and I'll be seeing people, I'm looking for a such and such, and then people drop their businesses down. These things that are happening. We had a online blackout. I believe it was a year ago. No, it was a year ago. It was a little over a year ago. And even though they did not talk about what was the result, the post office, I know somebody that worked in the post office, and they told me it was the lowest package count for online in like 40 years. But they're not going to tell us that, because if they tell us the methods that we're doing, they have some effects, then we're going to keep going. So they're not going to ever publish our wins and what we got going on. And to tag on to what Prev said about infiltration, I also forgot to mention, even when we do stuff peaceful, like protests for like Mike Gardner and, Mike Gardner? Am I bugging? Did I say that?
Eric.
And Mike.
Eric. Yeah. Eric Brown.
Mike Brown. It was a protest, and it was a peaceful protest. I believe it was in Cleveland, and you got these people sending cops to come in the midst of the protest and start throwing rocks and shit. And I'm not gonna lie, if it wasn't for that over the zealous, brave white guy, the fucking with his white privilege, he was like, "Hey, you're not from around here. Why you throwing rocks?" And took the mask off the motherfucker face. And them motherfuckers got arrested because they had no choice. The cops had to arrest them, and the cops that arrested them had the same boots on as the motherfuckers they was arresting. Then somebody took a picture, like, yo, these are 6 guys. They all look the same, dressed the same. These are the type of shit that they do. Come to a peaceful protest about Black equality and starting riots.
It's time to switch that. It's time to switch that up. You got to get a new strategy, bro. We've been protesting and marching for too many years. They found out how to infiltrate that. It's time to get a new strategy.
I ain't with
They
that.
could do that to you. If they could do that to you quick, fast, and infiltrate your whole shit, it's time to get a new strategy. Time to do something different. Got to be innovative.
That's a fact. I ain't with the marching shit. I'm with the
I ain't with all that.
because all white people understand is money. So if you hit them in their pockets, they will listen to you. All that walking around shit, all that.
Understand money and they understand violence. That's it.
That is
That's
true.
what they understand.
That is true. But we're not about the violence. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. We're not about that.
But I'm just 100.
This my last thought on this too. Another thing we gotta understand is hard times right now make people justify inconsistency. And I say that by saying, you'll hear people say like, oh, like I'm a big advocate of boycotting all holidays. I don't think nobody should be sitting under their Christmas tree, opening a bunch of gifts and all that shit in the fourth quarter of anything that has to do with American society, because that's what they use it for. They're getting to the black. So they're taking all your money, you know what I'm saying, and then they give you shit after. So, but then you'll get people that say, well, it's family time and it's so much going on. You got to cherish the time. At the end of the day, like I told Antonio, we're at fucking war. When are we going to start to sacrifice and be consistent with withholding certain things that make you feel good for the time being for a greater good? As long as we continue to chase things that make us feel good and we continue to try to live within this matrix structure and hold on to certain things that a racist, capitalistic society gives you, and you think you're going to build on top of that, all it's going to do is crumble. You can't build on a faulty foundation. So as long as people continue to justify inconsistency for momentary gain and pleasure, we're going to continue to suffer. That's just my final word on that.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next topic. But before I do, where the fucking gangbangers at? Where the fuck is bruh? Yo, through the motherfuckers don't even exist. Like, yo.
They only resist on social media.
Now, let me tell
Everybody
you,
crip now.
Every gangbanger in Florida, y'all all pussy. I got Zimmerman walking around signing is pussy. Fuck out of here. You got niggas like Daz Dillinger threatening Kanye for cursing out another grown ass man. But y'all let these fucking people come and do whatever y'all want. Y'all all fucking
pleasure. We're gonna continue to suffer.
Fuck out of here.
Bro, that's